Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Tovia. I'm Chef Tovia. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make these super easy garlic pull-apart dinner rolls. They only require 1 hour of revised time and they're not complicated to make because I'm going to show you step by step how to make them. Once you make these, you'll be making these time and time again because they are that delicious. Please subscribe to Cooking with Tovia for new recipes on Mondays, Thursdays, and also in the future it's going to be new recipes on Saturdays. So it'll be 3 days a week at midnight Eastern Standard Time. You'll be able to find all the ingredients you'll need for today's recipe in the description box under the video. And if you missed Saturday's upload, which was a surprise, please stop by and check that out, which is my no fuss cinnamon rolls. Please don't forget to follow me on social media, add this video to your playlist, and give me a thumbs up and share. So we're going to be moving kind of fast today. So we're going to begin using bread flour. If you don't have bread flour, you can use all-purpose flour, but don't use self-rising flour. So the bread flour, I have here 2.5 cups of the bread flour in a bowl. I'm going to add my instant yeast. This is not active dry yeast. After dry yeast, you have to dissolve it in water first. Instant yeast, you can use it directly in the flour, and it doesn't really require a second rising. So that was salt and sugar that I also added in the instant yeast. I'm just whisking everything together here. So I got my milk here, and it's at 108 degrees, which is good. And I'm using buttermilk. So I'm going to put it on speed number 1 on my Geek Chef stand mixer. So now I'm going to increase the speed a bit to kind of help along. But before I finish incorporating all of this, I'm going to stream in my olive oil. I did on the side here. See my olive oil. And just increase the speed to high. Once everything pulls together completely, I'm going to lower the speed. Okay, so everything has been mixing together for about 2 minutes. I'm going to stop the machine. And it needs more flour. So I'm going to add about a half cup more flour. And let everything mix together. So as this begins to knead together, it's going to pull all the flour and stuff off the bottom and sides of the bowl over time. So just give it time. So I'm working on speed number 2 here. Now it's beginning to clean the sides of the bowl here. The dough is beginning to clean the bowl. This is a good sign. I'm going to turn the speed up a little bit just to kind of help it out. And we're going to touch the dough. See, so it's still a bit sticky. So I'm going to add a little bit more flour. So I'm going to add about 4 tablespoons of flour. 4 tablespoons, that's a 1/4 cup of flour. So I'm gonna let this mix. I'm gonna let this knead together until the sides of the bowl become clean again, and then I'm gonna touch it and see if it needs more flour. It's been about 3 minutes, and I was just scraping everything down. And I'm going to let this go for another 3 to 4 minutes. We want the dough to be smooth and cohesive. So it's been about 5 minutes. I'm going to stop the machine. Going to give everything a scrape here. And I think the dough's good. I'm going to put a little bit more flour here on my bench. But then I'm going to just scrape this dough here onto my surface. Going to knead it a couple times. You can see it's a nice smooth dough. It's not too dry. Let's set this aside for a moment. So I have my cutting board here, and I'm going to just chop up some fresh parsley. It doesn't have to be a lot of parsley, but then we're going to take all that parsley, and I have here on the side some melted butter. I'm going to throw that into the melted butter. I'm going to add some garlic powder. I'm going to have some garlic powder. I'm going to whisk that in. And also I'm going to add some dried oregano. And as well as some fine sea salt. So we're going to give all that a mix together. First, we're going to take some butter, and we're just going to smear it in the bottom of this. I'm using a 10-inch round pan here, and I'm just going to roll this grab a piece of dough. I'm just going to roll it into a ball. Just throw it in the pan. I'm just going to make little balls of dough right here in the pan. I should have dried that butter off my hands to make it easier to roll into more unit-sized shaped balls. You want to grab it and pinch the bottom, so that way the seam stays in the bottom. You can. And if your dough is hard to roll, just set it aside and let it relax for about 10 minutes. But my dough is fairly easy to roll with no problems. So just repeat the same process. Just fill your pan up with all the little dough balls, and we'll be back. Okay, now that I got everything rolled out, I'm going to take this garlic butter that we made, and first I'm going to sort of drizzle some of that on all of them. Just slightly drizzle it. This smells really good, the garlic and everything. This smells amazing. Then I'm going to take a brush and I'm just going to brush everything down. Any remaining garlic butter that's in here, just brush it on anything that hasn't been drenched with that garlic butter. And get everything covered in this delicious compound butter here. After covering it with plastic wrap, we're going to let it rise for 1 hour. And after 1 hour, after 30 minutes, I'm going to turn my oven on at 350 so that way it'll be preheated. So we'll be back in 1 hour. So it's been 1 hour. I'm going to pull the plastic off. I'm going to shake some Parmesan cheese over. This part is totally optional. It's up to you. I just want to shake a little bit of Parmesan over it. So this is going to bake for exactly 20 to 25 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's been 20 minutes. And they're done. They're amazing. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And if this is your first time baking, and if you have an instant read thermometer, if you just simply just go into the side here, and I'll move the camera, I got a reading of over 190. It needs to be at least 190 degrees. That's how you know it's done. So I'm just gonna let this cool for a moment, but before it completely cools, I am going to be even more daring, and I'm going to put a little bit more butter on top of this. So just gonna dab butter all over and just let it soak on top. So I'll be back once this sits for about 5 minutes and I got butter all over it. So here goes my bread. I let them sit for about 5 minutes. So I got here a fork to help me just pull one of these out. I'm gonna pull it out, pull it apart. They're done. They're light, soft, squishy, buttery, actually saturated in butter. Oh my God. This is so good. It's nice and hot. Oh my God. This is so better than buying this from the store or in the restaurant. Guys, please remember, if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. Please add this video to your playlist and share this video. And please subscribe to Cooking with Tovia. Live and be well, and let's do what we can to come together as one. Thanks for watching.